Good afternoon. I'm Richard Jockelson, Dean of the Faculty of Law, and I am honored to be reading this citation today for the honorary degree to be presented to L. Kerry Vickar. The highest distinction the Senate at a university can confer upon an individual is an honorary doctorate. At the University of Manitoba, the criteria include distinguished achievement in scholarship, the arts, or public service. Our honorary graduate this afternoon is L. Kerry Vickar. Please stand. L. Kerry Vickar is an accomplished business leader, philanthropist, and mentor, recognized for his integrity, civic engagement, and commitment to stronger communities. After earning his law degree from the University of Manitoba in 1980, Mr. Vickar briefly practiced law before pursuing his entrepreneurial calling. In 1983, he joined Gravure Graphics Limited in Winnipeg, becoming president by 1989. Under his leadership, the company experienced remarkable growth, leading to its successful sale to ACX Technologies. He went on to found Coreflex Graphics, which became a North American leader in store product displays, growing the company revenue tenfold by 2004. In 2013, he purchased an insolvent heavy equipment rental company, which then became the largest Hyundai heavy equipment dealer in North America and the largest Bell truck dealer in the world. In 2024, Mr. Vickar purchased an injection mold manufacturer and serves as executive chairman today. Mr. Vickar's philanthropic legacy is equally profound. Through the Kerry and Simone Vickar Family Foundation, he supports health, education, and human services initiatives, including a research chair in hematologic oncology and blood disorders at the Levine Cancer Institute and Civic Centre in Melfort. A Civic Service Centre in Melfort, Saskatchewan, that bears his name. He also endowed the distinguished chair in regenerative medicine at Cedars Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, as well as supporting numerous other charities. At the University of Manitoba, he established the L. Kerry Vickar Business Law Clinic in 2014. The clinic, operated by University of Manitoba law students, provides free legal service to underrepresented entrepreneurs and community organizations while giving students invaluable experiential learning opportunities. Mr. Chancellor, it's an honor for me to ask on behalf of the Senate of the University of Manitoba that you confer upon Kerry Vickar the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, in recognition of his visionary leadership, philanthropy, and enduring commitment to education and community.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining.
I would now like to invite Mr. Kerry Vickar, Dr. Kerry Vickar, to come and address Convocation.
Thank you. President Michael Benarosh, Chancellor Dave Angus, members of the academic procession, friends and family of the graduates, and of course you, the graduates, who without your hard work and dedication, there would be no ceremony here today. We'd all be out doing something else, I guess. Before I start, I would be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge my family and friends who are here today, many of whom have traveled over 1,000 miles to get here. Thank you so much. Your love and support and friendship over the years means the world to me. Thank you. First of all, I would sincerely like to thank the Senate and the university for conferring this honorary degree on me. I am truly humbled and honored to accept it today, but as I expect is the case of many recipients of this prestigious award, I feel totally unworthy of it. In my mind, as a friend of mine of 50 years told me when we first met, I'm just a kid from a small prairie town in Saskatchewan who still has straw in his teeth. I guess I've finally gotten rid of the straw if it was ever there in the first place. But when compared to some of the past recipients of this award, I still do feel like a small town boy who is really surprised to be here. Having said that, I am here. And it has given me an opportunity to reflect upon how that happened. I thought that if I could find a few things that were instrumental in facilitating this for me, I could share them with you, in the hope that as you go forward from here today, you may find them to be beneficial in your lives. The first thing that came to mind was obvious, especially given where we are today: education. As you just heard, I received a Bachelor of Laws degree from this university in 1980. Seems like a lifetime ago. At that time, I really didn't know if I wanted to be a lawyer, but I knew I hated the sight of blood, so that ruled out being a doctor. And accountants are boring, so I guess that left me with going to law school. As it turned out, it was the best thing that I could have done. Although I only practiced for a very short 3 years, the education that I received has been incredibly instrumental in shaping my career that followed. When I left the practice, I joined a small Winnipeg-based packaging company as its director of corporate projects. Don't worry, I didn't know what that meant either. What it turned out to be was the guy who went out at the age of 26 and negotiated a much-needed acquisition for our company with a public company in our industry. I also negotiated a new bank deal to make that happen, along with a new union contract and agreements for credit support from both the provincial and federal governments, and all of this within a 60-day time frame. Having never done any of those things before, prior to this, I had to rely on my education to give me the confidence that I could sit with people on the other side of the table who are much older and far more experienced and still come away with a great result. In this case, obviously my legal education was helpful, but more than that, the fact that I had gone through what it took to get my degree through my own skills and work ethic gave me the confidence to go out and do what I needed to do. Each and every one of you sitting here today in front of me knows exactly what that means, as you have all just shown that you have what it takes to obtain your degree in your chosen field. Now, as you go out into the world to make a living and make a difference, you know that you can be successful because you have shown that you have what it takes to do so. So believe in yourselves. You've earned that right. The next thing that came to mind was that based upon my experience and that of the people I know, there is no one set path in life for any of us. If you had told me when I left this institution in 1980 that I would practice law, build and run 3 different packaging companies, a heavy equipment company, serve as the chairman of a nutraceutical company as well as a protein bar company, sit on the board of a number of private companies and create a family foundation that would enable significant philanthropic endeavors, I would not have believed you, and in fact wouldn't have known half of what those things were. Still, I'm not quite sure that I do. So how did that happen? The answer is I was prepared to take a risk, which is the next thing that became obvious to me when I was reflecting on this. I know that everyone's risk tolerance is different, and each of us must be comfortable with the amount of risk we are prepared to live with. But without taking some risk, it is hard to achieve significant reward. I'm not suggesting that you take risks that are well beyond your comfort level or beyond what prudence would say is acceptable risk, but also do not be afraid of taking some risk and going just a little beyond your normal comfort zone. If you're prepared to do this, I I believe that you will be amazed at what you can accomplish. It comes down to believing in yourself, and we've already talked about the fact that you've earned that right. This leads me to the next one, hard work. Sounds pretty straightforward and simple, doesn't it? But what does it really mean, and are you really prepared to do it? We've all heard people say about successful people, oh, they're just lucky. And you know what? There are some that are. But my experience has shown me that the harder I worked, the luckier I got. Maybe that was a coincidence, but I don't really think that it was. If you're prepared to work hard and put in the extra effort and go the extra mile, I guarantee that over time, you will be more successful in whatever your field than those that just go through the motions. Beyond the success, it would also bring you a sense of accomplishment and a feeling of well-being in knowing that you brought the best effort that you were capable of. Also know that life is a long game, and that success, as you may define it, and it's different for all of us, may not be instantaneous. Just because the first thing that you worked hard on may have not turned out perfectly, it doesn't mean that you don't continue to bring your A game to everything that you do in the future. If you do that, the success that you are looking for will follow. I promise you that. The final thing that I thought about is probably the one that, in my opinion, overrides all of the others, and it's something that my late father taught me. The word is integrity. And my father told me that it is the most important thing that you have in your life besides your health. The thing about integrity is that we all have it until we spend it. But unlike many other things in life, once you spend it, it is gone and cannot be replaced. My father told me that my job was to protect my integrity, and I'm going to ask that each of you do the same. If you do, I guarantee that your life will be more fulfilling and ultimately successful. So in summation of my reflections that I would like to leave with you, education, risk-taking, also known sometimes as the road least followed, hard work and integrity are, in my opinion, the keys to not only a successful career, but also a rewarding and fulfilling life, as I believe they apply equally as well to your personal life as they do to your business life. Before I finish, I would like to leave you with just one other thing. Philanthropy is a word that I didn't know growing up because I did not grow up in an affluent home. However, I did learn about giving back from my parents as they were both actively involved in service organizations. Think about Kinsman, Rotary, Symphony, and many others. Through these organizations, my parents and their friends gave back to their community through their service with these groups. I will be honest, I never belonged to any service organization. But I made a commitment to myself that if I was ever in a financial position to do so, that I would become actively involved in philanthropy. I'd obviously learned the word by then. When I sold a business that I started in 1998, in 2004, I created our family foundation with a view to giving back. This started with places and institutions that I felt I owed a debt of gratitude for what I had received from them, including this University of Manitoba and its law school, as well as giving to those that were less advantaged and needed assistance, and to causes that I believed would benefit our society as a whole through medical research and development. You've all heard the expression that it is better to give than to receive, and I can tell you that the satisfaction to giving to great causes is as rewarding a feeling as you will ever have. I strongly encourage each and every one of you, in your own way, and when you can, to give back to your community in whatever means you are capable of. You will find it extremely rewarding, and the good that will come of it will make the communities that you live in so much better and richer for it. Congratulations again to all of you on what you have accomplished. You should be very proud of yourselves, and I know that your loved ones here to watch you today share in that pride. I wish you all of the very best in your future endeavors as you leave here today.